chilly Thursday morning. We got the new valve in for the plow, so we're going to be putting that in. I'm going to be the first to say I messed up. So of course, as you probably figured, I put the valve in and still didn't work, and I was pretty disappointed, but that pretty much told me it has to be electrical. So I should have done this before, but I wanted to see what voltage each of these was getting on the power wires, and this one had around 10 volts, 12 volts on this one, and then this one had nothing, so that kind of clued me in. This one was probably the one that was working when turning right. So then I was like, well, why is this one not getting 12? So I ended up tracing the wires, checking the voltage on that gray wire, because it's a gray wire that goes to this solenoid here. I had no 12 there. I pierced in there, still no 12. Even checked here, no 12 still. So that brought me all the way up to this controller. And here's the gray wire. I didn't even have 12 volts here. And going to the other one, there's 12 volts on that brown wire. So that pretty much tells me it's this controller, but I wanted to be extra sure. It's kind of hard to film that, but if you can tell from the video, I just jumped 12 volts straight to that solenoid, and then I used the controller into the left detent, and when I jump 12 it moves, so it's gotta be that controller. I actually even tried testing this relay here, and it doesn't seem like this one is functioning right. So this is the relay for turning left. This is the one for turning right. These two are the control terminals. Supposed to be battery positive on this left side when you move the lever. And it should, you know, obviously there's a coil in there, and it'll go across the coil and ground out here, go to ground. And that will close the switch, connecting power from this big terminal to this block here. And that'll send out to the plow. So it's the same operation on this side. This is the relay right here for turning right, and this is the operational side. So these two control terminals on this one work, obviously, and they do actually work on this one too. On the good one, there is a large amount of resistance, but still you can read resistance from this big terminal to this block here. You can't read that between these two at all. It says OL. So then when it's energized, there's no resistance between here and here, which is what you'd expect, because the switch would close and you would have power running between these two. And then on this one, when you move the detent, it's still OL, nothing, no connection between these two. So it's got to be this relay is stuck or it broke, but that's what it is. So now you have to weigh whether it's better to try to get a new one and try to solder it in, or just get a whole new controller. I have to look at prices here. But that'll be it for this video. Before you go and rip me a new one for that big blunder, I already obviously recognize my mistake, and I will try to learn from it in the future and properly diagnose better in the future. But hopefully you guys can learn from my mistake as well.